Good evening, everybody. I'm finally back with another update video. Well, got a couple of things to talk about. First things first, tomorrow, July 12th, I'm going to be off for a vacation for less than 2 weeks. I'll be back on July the 20th. And hopefully by then I'm not going to be as stressed out because I've been doing everything I can, work plus everything else I need to do, just to keep myself happy and keep going. And might as well talk about what's been going on. Now, when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV Online, that has been my main focus off screen. I finally finished Post Endwalker. I've spent about 900 hours into this game so far. I finally made it to the very beginning of Dawn Trail, and now I'm going to and I'm already currently trying to level up all my jobs from level 94 to 100, mostly relying on the duty relay, which has been very generous. But again, doing all of that's going to take time. Part of the reason is just gotta do them anyway, because so I don't have to worry about them later. Plus, I just like to get that out of the way before experiencing the plot. That's what I did for Endwalker, and boy, was it satisfying to do the plot from start to finish without any interruptions when I was free. Other games that I've been doing besides Final Fantasy XIV Online is Marvel Rivals. So far, the only game that I care about both casually and competitively. And I hope that game will continue to be decent. I revisited Overwatch 2 just to compare it to Marvel Rivals, and boy, I found the problems that Marvel Rivals has is multiplied in Overwatch 2. I didn't find Overwatch 2 nearly as fun, despite the game looking fine in the art style of things. But the gameplay, I was not feeling it, and I'm glad I don't have to worry about that game ever again. Speaking of games I'm never gonna play again is Valorant. Boy, Valorant. I did a sub gold thing a long while ago, and boy, that game really tested my patience. It took a lot of patience and willpower just to get through that, and I'm glad I didn't have to do that game ever again, no matter how much money I get. Other than multiplayer games, I got Stellar Blade right here, and I got System Shock right here. These are the two main games right now on the single player side of things that I'll try to do a playthrough of. I'm already, cannot see here, but I'm currently 27 hours into Stellar Blade. The reason why it's been taking that long is it's just like any other single player game. You got the main story, which surprisingly isn't that long if you cut off all the side story and exploration time that you gotta do. But at least the main story is keeping me going. That sewer level that I had to do in Stellar Blade was just testing my patience. It just kept going needlessly. But I feel like I'm getting a little closer to finishing the next part of the exploration, which is going to be done off screen. And after that, the main story is going to continue as usual. System Shock is more or less the same in a way compared to Stellar Blade. But in System Shock, once you explore the area completely, you only have to go back into certain areas just to progress, and that's about it. Which is not as bad. I also have Starship Troop Extermination. This is a game that I'm waiting until the next update where they finally bring in the bug respawning feature, which I hope will finally bring this game into fruition a whole lot more. But it's a fun casual game to do once in a while. Hopefully at some point I can do some driving games like American Truck Simulator, and maybe I set the course at some point with a steering wheel or something. That's something that I've been thinking about. And when it comes to other games, like Liar's Bars, Party Animals, The Other Side, Pro Soccer Online, I didn't forget about all those things. There's a whole lot more games in the Steam library here that I've yet to revisit, but I can only do so many games at a time when I'm in the mood. I haven't forgotten all these other games that I'm scrolling up and down right now, but I have to do what my mind allows me to do. So that's the best I can do, or what's going on in my mind right now. Oh, going back to Valorant, I finally did post a video finally from that game for the last time. I'm never revisiting that game ever again. I did make a decent play. If you haven't seen it yet, there's a video on it. But that's the best I was able to do, and that is me playing the game very reluctantly each time. I'm glad I don't never have to do that game ever again. But I'm glad to move on and focus on other things now. Again, so many other games here that I have yet to touch upon. But the good news is I did remove some games. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that. When it comes to games that I've completely moved on, besides Valorant, it is Phasmophobia, Rainbow Six Siege. Those two games that are coming to my mind right off the bat. There's a couple of other games that I cannot remember right from the top of my head, but let me tell you about Phasmophobia and Rainbow Six Siege. I used to like those games, but over time, that's the problem with games nowadays with live service or with your patches. Patches are nice, fixing issues and all that stuff, but how do you keep the player attention in the game? I don't know. I'm not a game designer, so I can't answer that question for you. But I used to find those games fun. I used to think Rainbow Six Siege was a fun tactical shooter as well. But over time, regardless of the wins or losses, I just don't find the game fun anymore. It was fun while it lasted, and that's all I can really say. And I just remembered another game that I uninstalled completely. I'm never looking back. Sea of Thieves. And that, again, another game that I thought was a fun get-together type of a game. But it feels like busy work every time I go into that game. I'd rather play Void Crew instead, which you can probably see right behind me here. Yeah, there it is. Even though I only spent 37 hours into that game so far, at least I have fun when I play it. That's all I can really say. Anyway, I'm glad to still be here. I'll see you guys when I get back soon. I'm glad I'm still able to keep this going. So thank you so much for your continued support whenever you get the chance to come on and talk or just hang out. So I still have intentions to do those full time if I am very fortunate and lucky. Making connections or networking is not exactly my strong suit because I'm gonna be frank, I don't like every channel out there, YouTube or Twitch. I just don't like many channels out there. I'm very, very picky. And at least I'm being blunt if I like someone or not in because of some channels. Most of the time, look at channels, be like, okay, next. But I digress. Anyway, still glad to be here. Thank you so much. Let's continue, and I'll see you guys again soon.